until the mighty have fallen. Hello, everyone. Terrence here with Hollywood Already Did It. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell below, leave a comment. Anytime we have something, you will be among the first to know. I saw this episode day one, watched it, and I've sat on my thoughts and my review for a little longer than I planned on, um, because I had to let it ruminate a bit. For this to be the penultimate episode of season five, it felt very flat. Something that I think this season needed because it's been all over the place. It's been the worst season that they've had. It has the highs that occurred in season three and season four have now been met with the lows of season five. And so I thought if there's any way to recover this season, the penultimate episode and the finale would be the way to do so. And this episode feels more like a series finale than it does a penultimate episode to kind of get us amped for what's about to happen in the season finale. There are some good character moments. This episode's called Departures. It picks up right after the last episode where cricket crackhead cop Bo, say that three times fast, Bo is trying to make his assassination attempt on Kane. Kind of like I said in the last episode, what he was doing wasn't a. It was clear that he was going to get seen in the attempt because he's basically coming out the car with his guns blazing and coming around. It looks sloppy. But he approaches Kane while he's sitting out having a smoke, laughing with his crew, and a gunfight ensues. And Kane runs and escapes while gunfire happens back and forth. Kane runs to the back hallway, and my man puts two in the back of him, catches him, and when he's about to put the kill shot on, he gets a call over the radio that his partner has been killed. So the clean way of doing this just got really muddy and messy. And in doing so, it sort of sends Bo on this spiral. That spiral leads to him lying to his direct lieutenant, his direct boss, who then goes up and catches them in a web where they're like, yo, we know you're on that sauce. We know you're on the coke. We need you to take a blood test, and he's refusing. They fire him. It gets ugly for him. His wife is like, nah, you can't pay for this. You can't pay for our life, or a wife or whatever, his baby mama. Can't pay for this. You got to get out. So everything for him is starting to spiral out of control, and he's going to be sort of that loose cannon that happens. But the more important part of that entire hit is that Cain isn't dead. We learn that Cain is in critical condition, probably will never walk again, but he is very much alive. And so the threat or the looming threat of Cain is still hanging over everybody because the job wasn't done correctly. In this episode, this is the episode where even like the title on the blurb for TV says that this is the episode where Jerome and Louis basically have their separation from Franklin, and that's exactly what happens. They're living their best life in their bedroom, getting all their lovey-dovey on, making plans like maybe we should extend the hotel, living their best life, being super romantic, and that Franklin is made aware with the visit of Leon, who oddly enough has never been to that penthouse yet. That just shows you the complete separation that these two who were right as rain, close as you could possibly be when they were starting off, they haven't had that connection as of late because Franklin's gotten so big that he's sort of kept everything at bay. But Leon comes in there and is like, hey, Franklin, Louis lied to us. And Franklin's like, what do you want me to do about it? I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, it is what it is. I can see why she did what she did. Do I agree with it? Was it the right thing? Probably not. But I see why she did it. And Leon's like, no. We made a pact. We made a plan, and something's got to be done about it. Leon confronts Louis about it. Louis like, what do you expect me to do? I'm not going to take the shit that I used to take all the time from all these men. Like, she's got this damaged woman syndrome from her past that she's using to make decisions, right or wrong, in her present day dealings, and is sort of dictating how she approaches things, for better or for worse. And Franklin sort of understands that a bit. Leon goes to the hospital to see Kane and to see Kane's people, see if he's okay, and they kind of know, they're like, yo, do you know something? Because we know it was a cop and it don't smell right. But if we find out who it is, and they're going to, like, the breadcrumbs going to lead to him. But if we find out that it's you, or if you know something, let us know. We get a commercial break to kind of like imply that he's going to do so, but we know Leon's. That's not how his makeup is. So he's not telling them, but he does let Louis know that they're gonna come after you because this isn't done. They're gonna find you, and I wish you the best. And that Leon decides that he's gonna go have a whole convo with Wanda, and that to let her know that the conversation that he had while he was high about walking away and like leaving, going to countries, visiting countries with her in her arm, wasn't just a drug fueled statement. That he actually meant it. And she doesn't know how to take that. She admits how much she loves him. He admits how much she's always been the one. And he's like, I don't know what we can do. I don't know what it is. She feels sort of saddened that he wants to be her girlfriend, but in the other countries because he's afraid to acknowledge her as a girlfriend for what all the things that she's done while she was trying to get high and getting high. And he's like, no, that's not it. Which might kind of be some of that. I mean, you sucking dick but okay. He wants to give this a shot and make something and see if this can lead to something else to kind of get back to where they used to. Some of this came out of nowhere. Like I didn't really see. We didn't really get that from Leon. He always seemed to care about her. He always seemed to have that thing like, don't f with Wanda, don't do this. Like make sure she's in a good spot. But this part of like feeling like I want to love her like that. It's not so far-fetched, but it's kind of like, this came out of left field for the purposes of this. We could have put seeds of this a little bit earlier in the season, and I wouldn't have felt so out of place for that for the penultimate episode of the season. But I don't have that much of an issue with it. And that's where that ends with them. Sissy goes to her CIA informant and kind of checks him and says, like, oh, I'm still in. And they're like, I don't know if you are. Because it seems like you were really, she's like, I was high, but I'm still in and willing to help. Outside of turning my son in, I'm willing to do whatever it needs to. And they're like, no, we need more than that. And there's a rift going on there that ends up with them kind of moving in on people on their own. And there's a weird, I just don't know where it comes from, where they try and infiltrate Avi's place, the gun dealer, and they have a back and forth fight with them. It gets brutal. Avi is left in a bad way. I'm not sure if he's killed, but he has definitely got brain damage. He takes a bottle to the head in it all. But Avi does get one off on one of the CIA partners, so it's a mess. Sure. Louis does go to see Teddy with Gustavo, and they have their first meet. And Louis seems to have a different security. It's not Jerome that comes with him. It's another guy that she sort of hired to be the bag man. And Teddy's like, no. From this point on, you come alone, or you come with Jerome, but you're not bringing anybody else extra here. And she's like, I gotta protect myself, so I don't give a damn what you have to do. You are coming solo, and they're willing to have that deal. It was at that point that Gustavo was kind of like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, have this blood feud going on between family. Because Gustavo does sort of care about Franklin and them as a whole. They all sort of patched in and helped out to find him when they most need it. And Teddy's kind of just like, he'll deal with it. He'll either deal with it or he won't. I'm not concerned. Very flippant way of thinking about things, but that's sort of how it is. Franklin in this episode has his come to Jesus moment with V, and he tells him like, yo, I did talk to you while I was on X. While I was on that LSD, while I was on that trip. And in that, I said that you told me that I can't be both a gangster and a family man. And there might be some validity to that. And he takes him, shows off his pilot lights and goes to see an island and all kinds of shit. He basically spends a lot of time where Franklin's not in LA or doing anything that he should be doing to kind of rectify the situation that is occurring with Kane sort of still being alive after a massive hit. But what we get is there's a situation where Franklin comes back to visit Louis, and Franklin's like, yo, I want to finish that conversation that we had at your wedding, where I was talking about how you should be at the table, and that's on me, and I apologize for that. We should get you more involved with all this. The Kane stuff, I know how you did it, and I get it. Is it messy? Sure, but we can get through it. We'll figure it out. he's still willing to go through it. And like at that point, you can see the love that he has for them. He's still very much in. And then it flips because at that point, Louis lets him know that he's working with Teddy, that she's working one-on-one with Teddy, and she's been going directly to Teddy. She felt like she needed to let him know that at that point. You can see the demeanor on Franklin change immediately. Because not only does that happen, because he realizes that she's taken a great deal of the business away from him. She's also said that she's expanded and kind of gone into a couple of different cities. Something that Franklin has said he wanted to do from the jump, and they always seem to poo-poo. They're doing it. And he's just like, oh, okay. And at that point, it clicks, because he's already been sort of saying, hey, I need to do this, I need to do that. This is his way out. He figures like, hey, this is my way out. You take the crown and do your thing. Good luck. This is sort of how he leads that. And the look on Louis' face is kind of like, I did not expect that to go that way. And it's both concern and fear, because she's never had to wear the crown. There are so many things that I think Louis is going to start to realize. I don't think she's going to have that much time, and I'll get on that in a minute. But she's going to start to realize that Franklin did, for better or worse, violent, killing people, doing maneuvers, being the smartest person in the room. He did all of those to protect the family while wearing the crown. Now it's her having to do so. It's going to be a very different ballgame than I think she's quite ready to play. And he goes off, and then Louis is met with Beau at her club, who he's on a cloud 55. He's on the highest cloud you can think of, because he's on a spiral. His family's leaving him. His job is over. He's got nothing, and he wants the rest of the money for the job of taking out Kane. And Louis like, you didn't take out Kane. He's still alive, so I can give you that back end money. And he started taking him over. He just grabbed some coke and start doing lines right there in the club. And in that, it seems like a control play, because you need to insulate him so that he doesn't it's being done so that he doesn't say anything. There's no way that you can keep a crackhead like him on your payroll, but Louis kind of plays it and says, hey, no, you ain't got to do all that. We'll keep you safe here. I'm going to put you on our payroll. We'll double what you were making. You have so many connections that you might be better served even not being in the police department. I think it's a way to sort of calm him down, to ease that situation a little bit, and to keep your enemies closer. But there's no way in hell that Louis, in her right mind, can put him back on any type of street and expect him not to blab from the highest rooftops. You can't trust a cokehead from the highest rooftops about who put him up to that. The episode ends with Franklin and Teddy having a talk in a diner. Teddy's feeling really happy about life. He's got his sides. He's got his new woman. He's feeling good. He's got business going on. He's business with this. Apple pie ordering. He's just in a good mood. So Franklin drops a bomb on him and saying like, yo, I'm out. I know you're working with Louis. And I know we've made so much money in the past and all of this. But now that you have your new connect person, I don't need to be here. So have fun with that. And he just walked out the diner, leaving Teddy looking pretty pissed. Because Teddy doesn't know Louis as well as he knows Franklin. So it's going to be a little bit harder and a little bit new to control. It also allows Franklin to sort of get out at a time that if retaliation does come, it's probably not going to come to him. Because the retaliation, they're going to be like, no, this was Louis. Franklin had nothing to do with this. He ain't even running things no more. Louis is now running things. So if there's ever a way to get out, it's now, so he can go take his baby mama and his kid and get the hell out of Dodge. It feels very much like a series finale. Like, all right, we're changing course and the series is going this way. Franklin's going out this way, and we're going to start focusing on Louis and Jerome. The thing is, we have one more episode. And I think the writing's on the wall that either Louis or Jerome or both are going to get killed. One of them is gone. I think the better play for the story, it can go either way, but I think the better play for the story is that Franklin, because he loves Louis so much, but because Jerome is family, I think the better play is that Jerome is the one that gets killed because he wants to be out. He never wanted to be in it, so I think it plays better if the person that didn't really want to be here is the one that dies. Franklin is sort of pulled back in from the hurt that Louis is probably going through, and she's like, I can't wear this crown. I can't wear this crown. You have to take the crown back and fix this and get revenge. The thing is, because of the way this season is going, because of how the limp way of walking into the season finale, I don't care. Like, this is the first time in Snowfall history where we've had a little final episode, and I'm now watching these episodes. I'm doing these episodes only because I've started this. I don't care enough about what's happening this season to actually continue on. All the characters that I sort of known and loved have changed course somewhat and not really followed the line from what they used to be to what they are, and the line to get to where they are now does they just jumped there. They didn't do the work to get to that point. The only person who's been consistent is Franklin. Everyone else has taken, and Jerome, but everyone else is sort of taking wild swings to where we are. And so I'm kind of just like, I don't care about what we do in this finale. I'll watch it. People start dying. Like, all right, cool. I mean, that's still what it is. Like, I know they've announced the season 6, and that's the final season. I think it's good. I think hopefully that gives them a time. And I hopefully it's a short season. I don't think they need to do 10. Do 5 episodes, get in and out, and get the hell out of there. Because I think we're now starting to spin our wheels with this show that they don't really know what to do. And it's evident. I did not like this episode. I know there are people who hated the Tiger episode and people who hated the LSD episode, which I was not a big fan of either. This might be the episode I like the least because it does the worst job of setting me up for caring about what happens in the season finale. And I think that is the whole point of this, was that you need to set up the season finale so that when we come in that season finale, we come in guns blazing and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe it ended like that. I can't wait to see what happens in season 6. I'm now at the point, I don't care what happens in season 6. And I'm finishing only because I am a completist, not because I care. What did you guys think about this last episode of Snowfall, episode 9, called Departures? Do you think it's a good setup for the finale? Do you care where characters are going? And then who, because you know somebody's gonna die. Somebody's got to die. I feel like Teddy makes a lot of sense, but here's what's interesting. I do think there's a chance that both Jerome and Teddy get taken out. I think Teddy could take Louis out because he's like, I want Franklin back. And I think Kane and his crew could take Jerome out by proxy. But I think in somewhere that Teddy doesn't want to work with Louis. He wants Franklin in it because that's a better person that he can control. And I think that's sort of, we could lose them both. So what do you think? Who do you think is the one that bite it? Or multiple people to bite it for next episode? And do you care about it? Go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments in the comments below. If you haven't already, you can follow us on Twitter at HollywoodADI, or you can hit us up on email at HollywoodAlreadyDidIt@gmail.com. We also have a podcast with the same name that's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any other place podcast. We're there. We just did a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 episode, and then we have a couple of Marvel pair-up episodes where we pair up Moon Knight with, for this time, sort of multi-personality type of films like Fight Club or Memento, anything that deals with like mental illness dramas, we kind of pair them up, and it's sort of it's been pretty solid. It's been fun to do that so far. You can check those out here on YouTube or anywhere else that podcasts are played. And like always, I got my ticket. You got yours.